Are you looking for some solid advice for how to get your life on track? Well, look no further. We have just the knowledge you need right here. We have 10 things your grandmother would like you to consider. Your grandmother would want you to slow down. What's the rush? Why are you trying to live your life so quickly? Start small and work your way up. Is this the life you think you have to have by age 30? Really? Grandmother knows she had to live in a little house down by the railroad track many years ago. It took her and Grandpa many years to get to the fabulous life you might think they're living right now. Slow down, back up. You have the rest of your life to live big. Try on something a little smaller and probably a little closer to your budget. Give yourself the time you need. Otherwise, if you keep trying to swing above your weight, life might just knock you out. Why not just eat all the ice cream? I know you're trying to look cute and keep your weight down. I understand. But Grandma says just eat it all, at least every once in a while. Yes, Grammy is impressed that you were able to bench press Paw Paw at pre COVID Thanksgiving dinner. She's really proud of the way you take care of your body. She just wants you to remember to eat a little ice cream along the way, too. You're in such a special time of life. You're young. Yes, be serious, but have a little fun, too. And bench press Uncle Frank next time. It took Paw Paw 3 days to walk straight after your last visit. And do some sit ups if you're feeling guilty about the ice cream thing. Good grief. Grammy would like you to know that you can trust her advice sometimes. Yes, she realizes that giving your 9-month-old a fried chicken leg goes against your modern child rearing principles, but you must admit he absolutely loved the flavor. And she respects the fact that you don't believe in switches or Kool-Aid, but honestly, she did raise 10 kids successfully, including Uncle Frank and Uncle Jack with great success. You don't have to leave quite so many instructions when you drop off the kids. You can trust her with your most precious treasure. After all, how do you think you turned out so well? Grandma says, be patient and wait until you find the right person to marry. She knows you're too young to remember how long it took her to get Paw Paw straightened out. It wasn't easy, but she had good starting material. If you're not careful and you rush things, you could end up with someone like the guy who was almost your grandfather. But Grandma was patient. Patience, little one, patience. By the way, Grandma says lighten up, Francis. Yes, she knows who's president. Yes, she remembers the last guy, too. But, sweetheart, you've got to laugh once in a while. Don't get so busy laughing at people that you forget to laugh with people. Share a little joke. She's lived long enough to realize life's too short to be mad all the time. Every once in a while, accept the apology. Yes, he's still a putz, but maybe the dress did make you look a little fat. But, sweetheart, get over it. Grandma is saying the early wrinkles are waiting if you insist on being a sourpuss. Don't mistake the smell of homemade cookies emanating from her overnight bag to mean she's a pushover. Grandma just wants you to pick your battles. She's picked hers already and is fully committed to picking a few more before it's all done. And she's not waiting for any old fat lady to sing either. Besides, we promised not to talk about Aunt Mary Jane behind her back anymore. Besides, you were born to battle. After all, you've got Grandma's genes. She just wants you to fight honorable battles. Be present. Be intentional. Grandma wants you to know you'll never regret the good that you've done, the people that you've helped. In every relationship, be present. Whether you're talking about spouses or children, siblings or friends, be present. Love intentionally. Now, don't mistake Grandma's words. She knows you just can't walk up and throw your arms around everybody. You have to use a certain level of discernment. There are some people you may have to love from a distance. After all, it's hard to hug a porcupine. Grandma says, get a hobby. And no, politics does not count. She doesn't care if you learn to cook, sew, take kickboxing, or take a walk, but it's okay to do something that interests only you. Pick up something lighthearted, learn a new skill just for fun. Do something that just makes you giggle a little. What's that? Your wife hates fishing? Well, then don't take her fishing. This isn't difficult. It's okay to have family hobbies and solo hobbies, as long as what you do doesn't compete with your precious time with family. You're okay. But don't go home and tell your bride I told you to take 2 weeks off on a fishing trip with the guys. I did not. Yes, you should definitely have friends. Ideally, you should have friends that bring out the best in you. Drop the ones that bring out the worst in you. Immediately. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Drop them like a bad habit. Or what is it you young people say? Drop them like they're hot. Is that not it? Well, never mind. I've forgotten already anyway. Sometimes you need a group you can be fearless with. Sometimes you'll want a crew. It's true. This gets harder once you get married. You'll want friends that can respect the boundaries of your family life. Find friends with similar ambitions and dreams. But grandma does not want you isolated and alone. If your family isn't close enough to be called friends, find some friends that can be close enough to call family. Yes, I know you're waiting for that last bit of advice by grandma. But Grandma said subscribe, and she means it. She said it in her I'm serious voice. Click the button. Is it a click? Is it a press or a tap? Whatever. Press that button down so you can get notified. Is that what you get? You get notified? And Grandma's final bit of advice: seek out wisdom and knowledge. Baby, do what works for you. For me, it's a Bible, it's old folks, it's professionals. I include a whole lot of information under that seek wisdom and knowledge category. If I want peace, I read my Bible. Find out how to cut your own hair, change your own tire, learn a new language: Spanish, Russian, Chinese. I don't care. Pick one. Pick all three. Well, then again, Mandarin Chinese is the hardest language to learn, so you might not want to pick that one. See, I read, baby. You should too. Well, this has been a blast. We want to thank all of the grandmothers of the world for all the love, all the kisses, and all the hugs. But most importantly, we want to thank them for making it possible for us to be us. Literally. I mean, seriously, without grandma, that's it. So the next time you look at grandma and think she's just an old fogey, remember, if not for the light in her eyes, there wouldn't be any light in your eyes either.